Yeah, you already know what it is. Your boy Banz alongside Wendell B Jordan, Cristina, and we got a special guest in the Strand. We're in the Strand right now.
Live from the Strand.
Live from the Strand. We got Caleb Colossus coming off the Netflix
A
series.
flow.
Also been rapping for how long?
I'd say since like middle school, I haven't really like I didn't have music out until probably like a year and a half ago.
Oh wow.
Word.
Okay.
Damn.
Pretty new.
Pretty new.
That's dope right there. To come off just like starting up and like being able to jump into something like that fast. Yo, I gotta give you. I know it's cold.
So, excuse me. So you've been rapping since you were in middle school. How old are you?
24.
24 years young. So you
I'm a
got
youngin'.
a lot of.
I got some time.
Yeah, you got some time. So I do this thing where I snoop through everybody's Instagram and try to find some juice.
She's the FBI.
And I'm not the FBI. I'm not the ops.
Uh-oh.
That's sexist. Come on now. But I saw that you have a love for art. You were in Italy and you went to the museum. What's your connection to art?
So I think that's the first hobby. I guess my first hobbies growing up were obviously like football, basketball. But my mom and my dad try to really make me be like well-rounded. You know, obviously school was important too. But they just really pushed me to be interested in other things, you know. And I always, I grew up just really liking art, so that just developed into probably middle school and high school, and I had like serious art classes, and I just really fell in love with it, and yeah, and then I think it's just inspired me over the years, especially when I went to Italy, because I had been studying like a lot of those pieces ever since middle school, early high school. So when I got to finally see stuff in person, it was just really like wow kind of thing.
So what's your favorite painting?
My favorite painting is School of Athens by Raphael. I actually have like half of it tattooed on me.
Oh wow!
But
How long that take?
well, I only got half of it, so she was like, it's still
Was it
like
too painful to
it was like
finish?
2 sessions, like two.
You gonna finish? You gonna get the yellow half?
Oh no, it's like it's one of them things you can't really have a whole thing on it. It's just like
Oh okay.
it's a corner of like the.
It wasn't because you just gave up.
Yeah,
and-
no. If I could get the whole thing, it would be like the whole back. I'd get it on my back, entire
Alright.
thing.
Dope.
Have you got a chance to go visit RISD since you've been in town?
No, I haven't.
How long you been out here?
Since last night.
Since last night. Okay.
Oh, so
Is
you're
this your
fresh,
first time?
This is my first time I've been in New York, but it's my first time in New England for sure.
Okay.
Dope.
Word.
Fun fact. I seen that you're big on Virgil, and Virgil went to RISD.
Yeah, I know.
So whenever you have a chance, go check that out. There's a lot of
Some
art.
stuff from-
Yeah,
It's
definitely go check
it's
out the
very
Music Museum.
it's very based on. It's an art school, so you know what I mean. It's based on art, but there's a lot of history there also.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely check it out.
Just
So-
a little, just a little private
Just a little something while I'm here.
Exactly.
So right out the gate, you got to Rhythm and Flow, and you made it to the top 5, correct? So what was the process of getting on Rhythm and Flow? Like, how did you get connected to the show?
It was really wild for me because I don't have like a crazy story. Basically, I had some people that were like following Chance and Cardi on just like Instagram, and they put up like a little post that was like in the notes of their iPhone, and it was just kind of like sign up for this show, Rhythm and Flow, blah blah blah. And I remember that day, for some reason that day I hadn't posted or anything like that on Instagram. I wasn't on Instagram like that day, and I get on and I had like 5 or 6 just DMs. I'm like, that's weird. I didn't post anything, so I looked and people were like, yo, you should sign up for the show, kind of thing. And I was like, like they're not gonna see it. So many people apply for these kind of shows. So I just was like, all right, it was like a link. I went I remember half-assing it. Like, I wasn't even really about to do it, just opening my computer, kind of like, all right, I might as well go to it. And here we are.
They say some of the
Sheesh.
best things
It's
happen
crazy.
when you just do it.
Yeah, it wasn't even like, it wasn't no big thing like, man, this could be the big, it was just like, I remember just like doing it like I was answering an email or just like looking something up, and
Just
it's
by
crazy.
chance.
It's
How-
just crazy how it
You
happens.
had to perform in front of Ti
Yeah.
first. How was that?
Yeah, so it was crazy. So they kind of just told us like, yo, yeah, come, y'all want to film something early before y'all's audition. And so I was like, I didn't even really know what it was. So we just showed up. Actually met Troy that day. We just showed up. We came to a barber shop. We didn't really know what it was, and we got there and he just walked in. It was like, oh shit, like,
This whole
kind of thing.
production.
So
That's good. And Killer
yeah.
Mike was there too.
Killer Mike too. I think we met Killer Mike first. You know, we came in here and he saw us, and I was like, you know, he knew us by name, and then Ti we just sitting there, and he just walked in. I mean, shit was crazy.
That's amazing.
How was it? Cause you're from Atlanta, right?
Right.
And being that Big Mike is big out there in Atlanta, you know what I mean?
Killer
He's
Mike.
one. I mean, Big Mike. I'm sorry, Killer Mike. He's huge out there, you know. And
Yeah.
how was that for you meeting him? And
Him knowing your name.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
definitely. I think it's just crazy because you know I grew up like listening to these dudes. Obviously, being from Atlanta, Killer Mike's done a lot with CeeLo and Outkast. So growing up, like those are like just people you always hear around the area. So it was just really it was crazy for that. And then Ti was just like icing on the cake, really.
So what was the experience for you on the show? Because you made it really far, compared to everyone else that didn't make it that far, and you went on a chance on this show. It wasn't even really
Right.
something that you planned for. So what was that experience for you? What were the teaching moments for you, or learning moments?
It was really just like, I mean, I say it all the time, it's really a blessing. I mean, I feel like I could have any of us easily could have, messed up at any point from even the audition. I could have messed up in a barbershop and it never would have happened. But I was just really kind of appreciative and really soaking everything up. And just, I think for anything, I just learned to seize the moment. Like, you hear that all the time. I've played sports my whole life and I always used to hear that. But I think this was the first time I really grasped like how important each stage of it is, because each stage obviously is more exposure, more airtime, more eyes. So every time I went into a round, I just wanted to think of like, yo, like, you do this, you never know, this could be
That
10,000 more people to see it. I didn't think actual numbers, but it was just that's how I thought while I was doing it. And then I mean, looking back on it, it was just one of those things where I just tried to enjoy it while it was happening. Obviously, I never would have dreamed of meeting these people in a setting. It's not a mall or somewhere where you just run into them where they actually want to hear you rap and what you have. So I was just really appreciative and just try to soak everything up and live in it and just be happy to be there, really.
now, since the show, how much has your following grown?
So probably when we were out there, I probably had like 1,900 like followers, like something like that, and it's gotten like over 150K. And then I think the craziest growth I've seen was like Spotify and stuff like that, because I would like even my first couple songs my first two songs came out probably a year and like 2 months before being on the show. So I dropped them while I was in college, and I was still getting a lot of like buzz in college, which I thought was like a lot of buzz. And looking back, it wasn't shit. but just like my Spotify, it was like 50 listeners. It was nothing. And just to see that grow, I think Michelangelo I did on a song streamed over 1 million.
Wow.
And just all the other music that I dropped prior to just grew, exponential amount. So I think that's the craziest thing. And obviously, people from not even being from your country, all across the globe, and you're looking at the maps on like the artist pages, and you see all these spots from across the planet, which is really like
It's unreal.
I still haven't wrapped my head around it, really.
It's crazy.
But
And
it's
you have
insane.
an EP out. What can you tell us about the EP as far as the theme and how it reflects who you are as a person?
That's a good question. So basically I wrote probably I wrote the entire EP after being on the show. So it wasn't even like anything that I had like in the vault. Some of the beats that I had on for years, but as far as actually writing and stuff, I did all the writing after I came back from Rhythm and Flow, and it was really I think I tried to channel everything, all the experiences, and all the advice that I was getting on the show into my project. And then obviously not making the Final Four and stuff, I had a chip on my shoulder. So I wanted to show them just growth and overall like me as an artist because I felt like I was very limited in certain areas. You know, I have more than 48 hours or 24 hours to make a song, so I could really, dive into it. And then the thought, my thought process for the actual EP dates back to, again, I always loved art, and the title is When Paint Smears, but I try to think of it as, we always like try to paint, our lives to be a certain way. If it were up to me, I would have wanted this show to win or something like that. So, as an artist, a lot of time in painting, you don't really, when you're painting, you don't have like an eraser. You can't, there's not shit you could do about it. You paint it, you either, have to throw the whole painting away, or you just gotta try to paint over the shit until until it's perfect. So that was just the kind of, theme that I took into my project, from, not necessarily winning the show or, having a bad breakup or not getting a job or all that. I tried to, think of like, it's kind of a response album to life, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What would you have done with the money if you won? Because it was $250,000.
Yeah.
It's a good amount of money.
I just
paid those student loans.
for sure. No. That's probably
Fuck Sally
number
Mae,
one.
first of all.
I'd have paid the student loans. I would have probably got like a nice place, but I would have put a lot into just, my music and stuff. I think for me, my bag of stuff is like creativity. So I definitely, am somebody like appreciates music videos and content and I think I would have, I would have dropped some money on some videos. I would have just tried to make, put it to the creative aspects. I would have went and recorded at, probably a little nicer studios and, it would have just probably been all funded to music and some to livelihood and living good. I probably would have been a little fresher, you know what I'm saying? I
don't blame you. If your price goes up, you gotta look the part too.
Yeah.
Bought a couple chains.
Now I got a question. Will you be looking into like it for your like album or something that's in the future? Would you be like doing packages with like art? Like, will you be packaging like your art with, how I believe
How they do bundle packages,
packages,
stuff like that.
I don't know. I think that could potentially be a good idea. Just depends how I'm feeling. I'm really like I'm a mood guy. I'm spontaneous. I might be like, yeah, let's do that, and then next week I'm like,
I'm off.
fuck no, let's not do that shit no more. So it really just depends like how I'm feeling. But shit, that could be a good idea. I might have to. I'm saving that one.
How's your life changed since the show? Just overall.
It's crazy. I think definitely it's just been just more opportunity, and I think it's weird, getting noticed and people really like being like inspired and impacted by whatever you did on a show. You just that stuff you dream about. You always want to make music and stuff that people can really relate to and have a story. And I think definitely just people's reception and feedback and going to random cities and people being like, yo, I recognize you type shit is
like did you ever think you would come to Providence?
Nah, never.
Have you heard of Providence?
No, I have. I know a little something, but
Okay.
but I didn't think I would be coming here just like
For this.
yeah.
Well, so Flawless is from Providence, and he's a friend of ours, and he's been on the show twice. So I'd like to say that we have a good relationship with
Yeah.
Flawless. What has it been like building your relationship with him? Because people on the show see a different side of, I'm sure, what people that know him personally see.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I would say, I think obviously I met Troy first, but man, me and Flawless just ever since the show has just been so close. It's crazy because it's like you throw people in that environment and naturally you will want them to like hate each other and that's not how normally I am when I was play sports. I would want to hate the other team and it would kind of motivate me, but it's like I think everybody just inspired me so much that it's like you naturally push each other in a healthy way. And me and Flawless, just ever since the show let out, we're the type to be like texting each other like 164 days left, bro. We got this, like type shit. So we're just real cool, man, and we just have a great understanding. I mean, obviously he's older than me, so there's stuff and experience that he's had in the music industry that I haven't been able to, touch on yet. So he'll definitely talk me through stuff. We just help each other in different ways. if I drop something or he drops something, he's one of the first ears I want to send it to, get opinion, get feedback. And we're very, honest with each other. And I think what's good about us is that we're the kind of people that can like joke on each other and not take it to heart. I can joke on myself all day and vice versa. And we just have a real good relationship, man.
That's dope. Cause let me commend you. Cause I seen all the drama that was happening.
For sure.
On the show, and I was like, yo, that's dope. The people that got the furthest was trying to stay away from that.
Yeah.
Now the people that weren't, not to throw shade at them, they were all in the mix. Like, you know what I mean? Just be about you, go about your day,
Yeah.
And I respect that.
Yeah, we got to a certain part of the show, especially when it was like, top 6. It was at that point where we knew there's no point. That's not going to add anything to it. We just knew, like, yo, at the end of the day, as cliche as it is, your only really enemy was like the person in the mirror. You had to come and deliver. If they didn't like it and you did, the best you could or the best performance you could have had, then it's just really opinion based. You can't really get too mad about it. But we knew like somebody else, fucking up or messing up, it wasn't gonna, be the determining factor because we got to the point where it was like everybody was nice. So it was just like you gotta do what you gotta do.
What was your favorite part of the whole journey?
Oh, definitely videos. I think because just me growing up, like I've always, like I said, always been into art, always been into film, movies. I watched. That was what really got me into music, watching MTV jams and all that shit growing up.
What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, we gonna get if you get me started, man. I'm gonna get.
Go
I got
ahead.
a lot, man.
It's all yours.
Ooh,
Top 5.
Top 5. All right. Dark Knight. Silence of the Lambs. I want to say Pulp Fiction no more because I've seen too many like.
It's become like a
It's
trend
been a thing.
now.
It's been a trend. And
Very
it's getting hella corny. Man, I like David Fincher movies like Gone Girl, Seven.
Gone
them
Girl's
shits.
amazing.
Shawshank Redemption.
Gone Girl had me looking at my girl.
Sixth
like,
Sense. Nah. Had you looking
Questioning
away.
everything.
Django. I got a lot, man.
Did you watch Queen and Slim?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think about that movie?
So I liked it for reasons. I'm really like I don't like being able to. I don't like predictable shit. I kind of was like, all right.
You can see it off the.
You
off
can
the
see
preview.
it, yeah. The dude on the phone with him, he's finna get caught that way. Like, it's a little predictable. It was dope though. I like it. Like visually, it was real cool.
Visually, it was
I mean,
beautiful.
David,
yeah.
Kaluuya, I always fuck up how to say his name. He was real good. I was really impressed with the actress. She was really good. It was
Yeah, it's
cool.
her
Like
first
their
major film.
performances are crazy. I think if anything, it was the people directing certain stuff. And
Yeah,
blah, blah,
it felt
blah.
like
as a
rushed.
whole, yeah. In certain parts, it was just kind of like all right, but their acting was phenomenal. So
Now I seen you and your parents have a good relationship. How does that play a part in your career?
I think, especially I was a little upset because I didn't feel like the show really highlighted it the way that it was. But obviously, my parents are just very. My parents are really just wholesome people, but they're very like. I don't think it made it look like that. They're like the most supportive with my music. They're just realists. I went to college. My brother too, and it was just one of those things where it's like I want you to graduate and be self-sustainable.
Yeah. Like
But-
have a backup plan.
Yeah, have
Like
a plan.
like a
But then it
parent
was
does.
like,
Yeah.
because I mean, let's be real. Everybody tries to play sports and do music and act. And sometimes as a parent, there are parents out there that have to have that conversation with that kid that might not necessarily that should be the route they go down. And you have to have that conversation like, okay, maybe this isn't realistic. So I think after my parents were able to see like, from other people that they're around, my friends from obviously Netflix, like, yo, like this is a thing, like this is what he's supposed to be doing. It's, it kind of gives you that little energy in your jetpack to be like, okay, I see, like, this is what he needs to be doing. Now let's figure out how to, get there. So they're extremely, probably the most supportive parents I've seen, and they just, they want to see me, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gotta do 100% kind of thing. So
What did you go to school for?
I went to school for PR. I was in mass communications. And I minored in marketing. Not doing none of that shit.
I was gonna
I was
say.
about to. Well, you
I
can
mean,
use
but
the
if
marketing.
Yeah.
it
True.
falls upon
You can
your
use the marketing,
career,
Yeah.
I mean, kind of makes sense that you did that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was
So
about to say you was gonna do something with art.
nah,
True.
facts. No, I yeah, I could have did the art thing, but it's so when you get in school for art, it'd be real judgy. They like, you know what I'm saying? I
It's
went
too
and had like the
structural.
AP art class, bombed them shits because it was like your theme ain't like it's just too. You can't really judge. I don't like classes for art. Like it's just
Yeah.
different, you know. So
So what are you looking forward to in 2020? We're closing out the year. I can't even believe we're saying this right now. It's crazy
No, it's
how
nuts.
this
We're
year
closing
has
out the
flown by.
decade.
But you've had an amazing year, to
this
say
is
the least.
hands down the best year of my life. I'll say that, but it's not done yet. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
Okay.
you signed
any
it somewhere?
surprises?
You signed it
Stuff.
somewhere?
I got some stuff on the way. Some very
Give us an exclusive.
look. Hey, it might be some content. Might be some visuals. We'll see, but it's gonna be.
Are you going to be on Cardi B's album?
Nah, I ain't got the invite, man.
Are
No.
you gonna direct Chance's music videos?
He ain't give me the invite
That
either.
would be lit.
Yo, because
After
Yo,
after they
yeah.
see these next couple videos, they gon' some phone calls will be made.
So you're
Let's put it-
very hands-on with your.
Oh yeah, I gotta. Yeah, I really think that's gonna be a big portion of the bag. Is gonna be the creativity and the shit, behind it. So for sure.
would you look upon being a director in the near future, like doing your own?
When I'm
film?
like in my like 40s, like when I'm like done with the music, because everybody hits that point. Now I would do like direct some movies, some film
Word.
type thing. I would try to transition, and I think I could do some make some fire.
Now, if you was to tell our listeners and the people watching on YouTube, something about yourself that they might be surprised about you, what would it be?
I think I'm funny as hell. So so I don't know, like I just feel like my humor and everything, I feel like my personality was not showcased on the show as much. I feel like it like I don't know, I mean it's cutting and stuff. Like I think it just made me look hella bland. But when I'm with my people, I think I'll run into people or something in like public or I'm out and they're like surprised. I'm like, yo, like this is an everyday thing kind of thing. You can ask Flawless or whoever the hell else I'm with. I think I have a good sense of humor.
Who's your favorite comedian?
That's
one.
tough,
That's
man.
a tough one.
It depends, man. There's some people that are funny in movies. There's some people that are funny in stand up.
Narrow it down a little bit.
Damn, that's tough, man. That's tough. I don't have a favorite, man. That last Dave Chappelle when the people hated that shit.
That's my
was
favorite.
funny,
That's my favorite.
Genius.
That
I agree.
Very well written.
He's
Man.
actually my favorite stand-up.
which one was the Eddie Murphy when he was in All the Red? The
That's,
classic one.
Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Raw.
killed that. I got a few.
Okay.
Y'all don't got any more questions?
I wanted to ask, what did you feel about the result of the show? Like the top four is Troyman, London B, Flawless, and of course the winner D Smoke. What did you think about the results when you saw it? Did you have a feeling it would go that way? Were you feeling like,
in a
dang,
sense,
I
so
should have been?
I knew like when it got to the top four, I knew that just off of like the consistency of everybody's performances, I knew that it'd be Smoking and Flawless in the top two. I think it was just like they did say it was splitting hairs. I think D Smoke was like the most polished out of everybody that you could see. Obviously he was the oldest, had more experience. I felt in a sense looking at him, because obviously I wasn't there for the final rounds. I think like Smoke had the best performance in a sense. I don't think he had the best song for the final. I think he definitely had the best performance. The visuals were crazy. Obviously, it's like Last Supper imagery. I love that. I think like Flawless's blew me away in a sense that I felt like his was the most personal. I feel like we really got an insight on Flawless, and it made him look like he wanted to win the most. I already knew Troy was lit, so that shit was no surprise. Like, yeah, his performance was crazy. London's just being lit. I wasn't too shocked by the results. Especially going through it with them. I wasn't, and getting the vibe of how everything was. I wasn't too shocked. I think it, some days some people could watch and be like, it should have went this way or that way, but it is what it is. I think, shouts out to D Smoke, man. He deserved it. Obviously he's doing his thing now, so it's what it is, man.
All right. So off music for a second. You keep mentioning that you play sports. What sports you played in?
Play football. I'm washed though. I'm I'm out of shape as hell now.
You still follow it? Still?
Oh, for sure.
Falcons fan?
Falcons, man.
All
Falcons. Right. And the fact that we're in New England right now is not very ideal.
Patriot fans everywhere.
Well, you would have been up here about 2 years ago, a year ago. You'll still see those 28 and 3 shirts
man.
everywhere.
That was, honest to God, the worst day of my life. I kid you not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. For seriously.
I understand why.
Yeah,
but
it was bad, bro. It was bad.
I'm a big Patriots non-hater. I don't like the Patriots.
He secretly loves the Patriots.
So it was equally as bad day for me because I thought they was gonna get humbled real quick.
Please, he went to the game with me. He was having a blast.
That's because we was in the suites
Dang,
like
throwing
rich
him
people.
under the bus. So off the new EP, for those who are watching you and seeing you for the first time, who never watched the show, what song would you say is the best introduction?
I think if you introduction, how like the best
Like,
song on their period
That
or, like,
represents you, yeah. Like that tells your story.
I think the story is definitely. I have a song on there called "Where to Go." It's about halfway through. It's just kind of like explains just like college, trying to find a job, post college, trying to figure out my life. I think towards the end of my project, the opening songs are kind of like more lit or energetic. I have a song with Troyman on there. I think those are the kind of like fun songs, and then the further you get, the more my personality and my story comes out more. So I think if you're really trying to get to know me better, probably like 5 to 10 are like the songs that you'll be like, oh shit,
Okay.
like yeah.
In depth. All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Absolutely.
We thank you for sitting down with us in this cold. I know this is probably not the weather you're used to coming
They got
from
me
Atlanta.
in like 20 degrees, yo.
It feels like 20,
crazy.
right?
Bundled up.
It's crazy, but so you'll be here tomorrow, right? For the
For sure.
for Flawless
Gotta see my guys.
listening party. So we're excited. We'll be there as well.
You might hear a song with me on there.
Oh,
Hey.
Maybe.
okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Just maybe though. No promises.
I think you got one. But we'll find
We'll
out.
see.
We'll find out.
Pull
find
up
out.
to find out. So you already know what it is. Your boy Banz alongside Wendell B Jordan, and yes, he is Wendell B Jordan's. He is Michael B Jordan's cousin.
He stumbles
Cristina.
because he's lying. That's why.
It's not a lie.
He's nervous.
He's really his cousin.
Really cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my cousin.
That's just crazy.
And we got Caleb Colossus live from the Strand.
Hey.
You already know what it is. Your boy Banz signing out. Bam.
Boom.